All right, so assalamu alaikum again, and this is the calligraphy we are doing here. The first thing is measurement, and my size for my watercolor painting is the same as my calligraphy. So I'm going to make a quick measurement of where should I actually start meme. So I did this, and I am going to measure. This comes here, but I have to check this side too. So I will start from here, making a measurement. I will put the eraser here, and this is called measurement. So if you want me to repeat, please let me know. If this is confusing, let's start again. Do you have a question regarding measurement? All right, how we did it. I started here. So this is the eraser. This is the random line. Not actually very random, but this is 1.5 from this point. And I took the measurement like this. And I made a mark here. Then I moved my paper here, put the eraser right over here at the edge of the paper. And this is my thumbnail. And I put a mark here. I'm going to make a line, just a straight line, to show that my complete calligraphy should be from here all the way here. The next thing is the baseline that we need to do. So let's see, in our rough calligraphy, we did a line, the baseline, and then there is a second baseline. So I'll measure that. It is almost 2 inches. So I'll grab my neat paper and put a mark right over here. So this is the base. I know you can't see it because of the painting. So I will make it a little darker and move it towards the outer edge so you can actually see it. And my pencil is lighter because I don't want to get it like so hard that it is harder to see. So this is like that. I'll remove the other papers from the drawing board so it is easier for us to move around. Let me see if just turning around the paper so I get the right angle. All right, any questions, please ask. I pinned my work so it is more clear to you. All right, let me know any questions. Before we move on, do you have a base? Give me a thumbs up if you have a base. Good. Do you have this measurement? Perfect. Now your dot, the dotted measurement. We'll go back and forth to a rough work and then check again. This is one dot, and then this is the second dot. So right on top of this, I'm going to put a little dot away from this line. One dot, two dots, two dots. Make a rough square. It's a square because of two dots here and one dot here, one dot here, one here, one here. So this is a structure of a square. Let's measure again, 1 and 2. So the 2, the second dot where it ends, I will mark a angular line. So this was the dot. This was the dot, but instead of a straight line, I did an angular line here, like an angular line here. And right on top, I will just bring it a little up. So I'm not starting from here. I'm rather starting a little up from here. So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We'll go up and stop. We'll go up and stop. And then we are going to come down, touch this point, stop, touching this point, stop, coming down, and then going up and stopping here. Here I stopped. I will join this point and I will erase some extra lines now. I will make it neat. I will go inside, erase it. I can erase this point. I can erase this and make it neat. So this is our meme, and inside the meme, there is an eye-like shape of an eye. I forgot to erase this line. And I will make my lines lighter now. You can shape it up. So this is the shape of me. All right, give me a thumbs up if you are done with me. So we will. Good job. All right, Noaim is raising his thumb. Anyone else? Okay, may Allah give Shifa to Tasneem. And I just saw the message. I hope she can review from the recording, inshallah. So starting from here now, I'm retracing my rough work to show you how we stopped over here. This was our number 1 stop sign. All right. Assalamu alaikum, Zain. You joined today. You were absent on Monday. Is that true, Zain? Just marking the attendance, making sure. All right. So Zain has just joined us. All right. So this is our first stop sign. From the first stop sign and this point, let's make 1 dot and then a second dot. So for here, 1 dot and then a second dot. And I will put a mark here to show myself that this is where I'm going to stop. So starting from here, I will go down, down, and then take a slight curve and go up. So on my neat line, this is the line. I will go down from here, touch the point, and then I will go up and stop here. So let's do the measurement now. This is ma. Let me count the dots now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So if you draw a line on 1 dot up, it will be 7 dots up. And of course, you can make the lines because the paper is perforated. It is watercolor paper. If it is a calligraphy paper, you won't have this wavy line, because it is really slippery and you just go ahead and just draw your lines on a calligraphy paper. but this is a watercolor perforated paper because there is a tooth of the paper. The tooth of the paper is these, you can see these tooth marks. So that is why the paper, it can be a little wavy, but we can go back, erase it, and do it again. All right, are we done with Ma? Let me know, please, with a thumbs up. I'm waiting for everyone to give me a thumbs up. Noayan's thumb is up. I'm removing the pin a little bit so I can see everyone. All right. So, Zain, are you able to continue with us?
Yes.
So, okay, perfect. So this is the rough work that we did on Monday. We wrote Ma, and now we, mashallah, and now we are doing it here.
Okay.
Good. Okay. All right. So, Arwa, Khadija, any questions so far? Laila, Summer is also here. All right. So, just let me know if any questions. Otherwise, we will move on. No questions? Khadija, any questions? Can I see your ma? How is it going? Yeah, I can't see, it is blurry. All right. Yes, this is gorgeous. Beautiful. MashaAllah. All right, Zuhair, can I see your work? How is it going so far? Good job. All right. Yes, very nice. All right. Awesome. All right. So, Bismillah. Let's go to the next letter that we are going to do is the sheen here. So, the measurement is a little more than a dot on the top and a dot over here and a little less than a dot in the middle. So how we start is one dot, 1.5, and you put a mark here. So, and the line is the straight as for mean. So let's draw a line here for the meme and just draw a line that will help us to know actually where to start. So one dot and 0.5. So I will put a mark here. It is less than a dot over here. And then again, this angle is a little like a dot. So there are 3 points that I made here. You can see this is a little more than one dot, like 1.5. Then less than a dot, and then same thing as this, but almost one dot on the bottom. So, and of course, you put your pencil here. So when you place your pencil here, you just draw a line that this is your beginning. This is how you are going to start. So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We are starting here and stop sign. We will come down and stop. So the stop sign is very important. We started from here and then we stopped here. So much so that this can be combined in a line. Like that. Okay. So going back, retracing like this. And then what we are going to do is bring this line down like that. And then touching the edge and then coming down towards this. So one dot from here, and this is the point you are aiming for. You start from here, come down, stop, move up, and very closely you go inside and touch this point. Any questions? Any questions so far? So this was a dot distance, and now 1 and 2. So let's put 2 dots, 1 and 2. And I'm going to make a small line over here to see that what is the space between the second, oh, sorry, I just moved it a little bit. Okay, so here I will make slanting pencil and then move like that. So the pencil is not like this, it is always in this angle, like this angle, it's going to move like this and stop here. So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. How much do we come down from here? So it is not like touching this point, it is half of the dot down. So how do we start? We stopped there, and this is not going all the way up. Let's erase it a little bit. And let's redo this point and then stop over here, half of it. We are going to stop. So please erase when we stop right on the top and move it 0.5 down. All right, let me know when we are ready. So inshallah, okay, starting from here now, because it's not way on the top, there is a space. This much is the space. And then we start here and then we gradually come down. So starting from here, and where I should end is here, and then touching the baseline and then going up again and then stop. So your pencil is very angular now. It has a sharp angle. It's not like you're not, oops, I'm sorry. You're not working like this. You are working like this. So your pencil is like almost like a line. So you know how you can make sharper lines and then thicker lines with the same pencil, right? All right. Now counting again. 1 dot, 2, so sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost like 6.
Wait,
So
Mrs. Farrukh, where do we count from? The end of the sheen or the start of the sheen?
no, it is middle of the sheen where we ended, the stop sign, remember? So 1, 2, 3, the third point. All right, starting with 6 now. So let's start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I did say a little more than 6. So this is our ending point. So bringing it in. Okay, here, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we start from here and then come down and touch this line. So Bismillah, starting from here now and going all the way down and then stop. So our stop sign is in the middle after sheen. So retracing one, we can make this more elegant later, you know, when we erase it a little bit, you can make it more elegant by erasing and then bringing it little more rounded. Nothing to worry about. So going back, retracing, starting with here, we went up, inside, we went inside, and then we went a little outer movement, and then we stopped here. And then we are going to do sheen and aleph, joining it with aleph. So Bismillah again, starting here, and then coming up, gradually coming up. Maybe we can stop here. We can stop here. So once you stop here, like this, and then we will just go up and make the aleph a little out like this one. So after that stop sign, we are moving it up and then moving it a little outside and stopping here. So kind of the same line as the top. All right, time to ask questions. If you have any concerns, please let me know. So what we did is, let me revise it quickly. We wrote Mashallah. We started with meme. We joined it with aleph. Then there are sheen. We joined it with aleph, counting the dots. And the gorgeous Allah is going to be in the middle. A quick revision. We did watercolor background, making these impressions. We started with the meme, we did aleph, we did sheen, and then we joined it with aleph. We did measurement, so we can remove the eraser shavings, and we are ready to add 3 dots right over here between aleph of Allah and the sheen. So I hope that the light is good. All right. Any questions so far before we go to the next step? All right, we are ready to start with sheen now. All right, after sheen, we are again going to put 3 dots here. So 1 dot, and then the second dot right behind it, and then, and so this looks very squished, right? So we can just make some more room. Before, remember last time we wrote the sheen, and some people had less space here. So let me count 1 dot and then 2 dot. And it's always good to take measurement. We have 2 dots here, and then we can apply the lower dots first, and then there will be a dot on the top. So this is sheen, and then we will write the aleph. And we will take measurement 1 dot, and 2 dots. So 1.5 dot, 1 dot, and 1.5. So this is the space for the alif. And last time, if you remember, I did say that Allah can go a little up from here. So let's start. Bismillah, starting from a dot up like here. And where do I finish? I will finish it here. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alif. Let me see if it will not be far. It looks a little far. So I would rather erase, and then my measurement was here. So this is the point where I am going to mark it and start Allah. All right, so Bismillah, and write Allah here. Again, my lines are wavy because of the paper, but nothing to worry about. And the angle too. So sorry about that. Let's do it again. So the angle should be actually here. So this angle and this line, if it is not asymmetrical, you can go ahead, erase it, and do it again. And you can go back, you can erase it, and just do the angle. Again, if it is not symmetrical, you can go ahead, retrace the lines, and then make it more symmetrical. Because of the paper and the tush of the paper, it is a little harder, except for the calligraphy paper. Calligraphy paper is very easy because it's usually very slippery, and then you can just, your pencil, your column, it just runs around. Okay, Bismillah. So here, this line, and let's get a dot up from this line, and this is the base for baseline for Allah, and we are going to erase that later. All right, let me know if we are going together, if we can stop here, pause for some question time, and let's look at your work. How is it going so far? So yeah, the background is a little blurry, so if we can. MashaAllah, so beautiful, gorgeous. Good job, Nawayam. How are you doing, Zain? And Summer, and Layla, and Arba? Good job, Layla. And can I see your work too, please? And Khadija too. Can I see your work, Khadija?
I'm actually traveling.
Okay. Yeah, you told me, yes, last time. Okay. All right, beautiful, gorgeous, Khadija, mashallah. And Arwa, are you here? Yeah, I'm sorry, no worries. You're traveling, it's all right, have fun. But yes, thank you so much, Arwa. Gorgeous, beautiful. All right. Okay, Zain, how is your work? Good. Thank you. Catch up on the recording, and then when you are back to your home, you can start the work, inshallah. So let's start with Allah, and how we started 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots down from the top. So let's measure. 1.2 and 3. So you can start from here. So what I will do is go a little up, like a dot up to start from here. So 1 and 2. So I'm not going 3 dots down. I am going 2 dots down from the top. All right. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. 1, 2, 3, 3.5. So 1, 2, 3, 3.5. So this is my baseline, and this is how I'm going to start and then stop. This stop sign is very important because here your angle is going to change. It comes out and then it goes in. When it goes in, you can bring the line down, retrace, start from here, a dot around, and then because of the perforated paper, I'm going to go here and stop it here. So first stop sign here, coming down. So this is actually here, this is a dot line. So let me erase mine and bring it a little in. According to the measurement, it should come here. So Bismillah again, starting here, going a little in and then bringing it up. It's more graceful. And then adding the point here. Erasing the middle lines from here. All right. So a point up here, come down, and then start taking your pencil down. And let's see how much space we have. 1.5, not actually 2 dots. We have 1 and in the middle. So I will put the point over here, starting from here, going down and then going up, bringing your pencil down and like that. So here I will, because the angle of the pencil maybe, it was not dark enough. So erasing a few lines, making it lighter. All right, any questions so far? I can remove the pin and now you can ask questions. All right, you can show me the work now. How is it going? Please ask any questions. So Noam, do you have the space for 3 dots? Good. Awesome. All right. All right, are we ready for the next step? Not yet? Our next step is to erase the extra lines. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to go ahead and then go behind the lines, erase them little, and double lines wherever there are double lines. These straight lines that we added, some point, I'm going to erase that. When we are painting, we need to erase these extra lines and get rid of all the darker lines and the eraser shavings as well. All right, looks like most of the extra lines are gone. Right, so let's go ahead with those Arab that I use the marker. So I will definitely recommend the marker to use or a Sharpie at the end. There are still some pencil marks that I need to erase before we go ahead with painting. Because after the painting, it is hard. So looks like it is gone. Most of them. All right, so hey, so this looks good. All right, are you ready for the color? All right, let's grab some water for.
Wait, we didn't finish the envelope yet.
Sorry, say that again.
We didn't finish the harukat and stuff yet.
I said we are going to use a marker. So in the end, when the painting is done, so we will do all the harakat with a Sharpie or a marker. So now you can grab a color that you would like to use.
Could I use acrylics?
Yes, you can use acrylics and or watercolors, whatever you like. I think a dark a green color. I think it will really look nice. So I think I will use this dark green color. I can also use a dark blue. So whatever your preference is, you can use that. So I'm going to take out some color and a thin brush and going to take out this very dark green because I used some green in the background. So a darker green would be a nice idea. And I will grab a brush, like a flat brush, and a round brush will be helpful. So just picking up a brush that, yeah, a softer brush and a little thicker brush, a little softer brush, a little 0 number brush, like a very, very thin brush, and a little bit of water. It's right here. And Bismillah. Let me know when we are ready. Ready? Okay, good. All right, Arwa, how about you? Do you have
Yeah,
a
I'm
pick?
just picking a color.
Okay, good. And Zuhaib, what color are you picking up?
It's the same ones that you're using right now.
Okay, all right, all right. A dark forest green. So, all right. All right, so I'm going to grab a round brush just to mix, make a paste of this color in this container. So I will just use a little bit of that color and mix it with 1 or 2 drops of water for the first effect, not a very thick paint. So I mixed it gently to make it a little thick. And then I'm going to give a wash effect first, but with a little diluted paint. And I will change the angle of the painting a little bit for my hand to rest. And I will go ahead and then use my flat brush to fill it up like this. So I think this color looks nice. For some parts, I would like to use a round brush like these places. So I have this thin brush for the narrow places. We don't want to use a very thick brush. So here I will use a 0 number brush to go ahead, especially the eye of the meme. And my first wash can be rough because the color, the pigments, it can leave some lines, but nothing to worry about. The second coat usually covers it up. So a lot of time is taken by the pencil drawing, writing, and then this is a layer of color that we are doing right now. So I'm using a little diluted color and making sure that my hand is not touching the wet paper. So going back and forth to fix some of the edges. Don't worry about the lines that the color is leaving because we will fix it in the final coat. So right now it is just adding color to the painting. So I'm not loading my brush with a lot of paint, as you can see. I am actually going back and forth with this very thin brush, and like that. So I still have some spaces where it is lighter, it is a little darker, but nothing to worry about. When it gets dry, I can use a second coat. So this is my first coloring. It's very dark against the lighter background because this like contrast, lighter colors and darker, this creates a lot of beauty. I'm going to turn around my painting now. You can see because I am going to switch it. I'm going to switch it because you're starting with, so you can move around with your painting to let your hand rest. And that is important for a firm grip. So I diluted the paint, and then I am going to go here, and so with a diluted paint and a very thin brush, I'm going to go ahead and add this beautiful emerald green inside the letters. Using a 0 number brush is really helpful, and you have to be very slow. You cannot go like faster, you know. It's like a slow movement, and like this, adding a little bit of water to the work, to the paint, adding a little bit more paint to the palette, and slowly filling it in. You can't go wrong with a 0 number brush because it is very thin, and these very sharp lines with very delicate touches like this. So we'll keep on going slowly like that, and then you can just move around with your paper so to get the right angle, so your hand is well rested to give you the angle and outlines first, and then fill it in. And then don't overload your brush. As you can see, my brush is not loaded with paint, but whenever, because there is a fan right on top of me, so this is getting drier easily. So I'm keeping my brush moist with a drop of water, and then I grab the paint again and dilute it, make it a little bit watery, and then I start again. So this is our first coat. Alright, I will turn it around. As you can see, this is going upside down for precision. So here I can, with upside down, I can see some flaws, and then that can be easily covered. So gradually, I'm constantly adding water to a drop of water to the color, mixing it, making it a little thin like a paste, going back, and then it's getting dried up so fast. One thing, paper is very absorbent, and then the fan. So here we go, and slowly take your time, and then because you're using a 0 number brush, the paint cannot be overloaded because it cannot hold a lot of pigment. So you have to go back and forth to load up the brush. But the more time you are taking, the more beautiful it will look. How is it? How is yours going? I can take a break by looking at your work. I'm going to remove the pen so I can see everyone. It's all right. How is it going? Nice. Khadija, how is it? Did you start coloring with me? Good. Which color did you pick up?
It's a dark green.
Okay. Good. All right. How is it going? Arva, would you like to show me the work? Zain, how is it going for you? Zuhaib, Nuwaim? Good job, Zain. Just show me at the end, okay? Because your cameras are off. I can't really see you or anything. All right, let me know when we are ready. Good. Beautiful, mashallah. Great job. Awesome. Perfect.
I think I have to sharpen the edges with the marker later. It's not
Yeah,
quite sharp
or
enough.
yeah. And you can fix it with a marker later when it gets dry. So let's move on to the next step. So I'll use a little bit of napkin, and then we are ready to start again. So I will turn the paper around and upside down because I don't want to touch any part that is going to mess up with the wet paint. So I can rest my hand here, and I'm starting with the dots. I'm leaving like a fraction of a place here, and then starting with the dots first. I repositioned my dots. Not completely repositioned, I mean, but I just changed the angle a little bit by moving the dot a little to the right. And later on, I can go ahead and erase. It is still, this dot is looking a little smaller. So I will just add a little bit. And this dot, I'm again going to go a little here and then kind of redo it. You can do that because pencil marks can be erased. Right. So earlier you can see through my pencil, I decided that it can shift a little bit over here. I have room for the olive, and then getting rid of some extra paint to get a very fine angle. And a very thin, sharp line. I will add a little bit of water because when I was talking to you, the paint got a little dried up. So mixing it again and turning my paper to get a clear shot at a straight line. So this is very important to have your hand rest on a drier place so it will not mess up with the rest of the painting. So I just went ahead, and then you can change the angle and see if the line is not straight. We can do that. We can fix it up after changing the angle, and then we can see how the lines are. So here, as you can see, this line is not very straight. So when we are redoing the second coat, we will be able to fix these hiccups. All right, turning it around after olive. Let's start with the gorgeous name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and how we can turn this art class in an act of ibadah is the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and saying Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah. Right, so with a zero number brush, it is very easy to stay inside the lines, and then instead of a flat brush, this is more subtle, more easy to deal with. I'm not using very thick paint, very thin paint, and then going back and forth. With the second coat, we will be able to fix some stuffs. So again, I'm adding some water to the paint. Not so much water, just dripping the brush into water time and again. This part is a little dry, not altogether dry, but I need to find a place to rest my hand. So I found this place and then carefully concentrating and keep on saying Allahu Akbar and Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I'm again finding a place to rest my hand, getting this beautiful, gorgeous corner, turning it around. checking if that part is dry. Right now my hand is not rested. It is in the air, but for a little part that cannot harm the painting. So as long as it's not hurting, I can just use it. And again, little bit water and the color that has mostly dried up by now, but alhamdulillah. So subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. All right, so this is the gorgeous color with a gorgeous name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then almost there. All right, so this is the first coat is ready. We can fix some things in the second coat. As you can see, like this corner, I would like to fix. And I can erase this pencil marks because my sheen and nuqtatain, like 3 dots, are like looking good. Let me know about any questions. How is it, Noaim? How is it looking? MashaAllah, gorgeous, beautiful, awesome. All right, how is it going, Arwa?
I'm just a little behind.
Alhamdulillah. So, all right. Khadija, how is it looking now? Good job, mashallah. Good job. All right. Now, since it is a little wet, let's check. Yeah, it is getting dried up. So we can do second coat, later when it's completely dry. My paint got all dried up too. So we are going to do Arab now with a Sharpie. So let's get a Sharpie and I can use a black Sharpie, just for the highlighted Arabs. Let me just grab it. It's right here. Okay. All right. So with a Sharpie chisel tip, we are going to add the Arab. So for the Aleph, let me check if it is dry. Yes. I will put a small Aleph here. For Aleph, there's a supporting small Arab of Aleph. And starting with, so one thing we need to remember, if we are doing like these lines for Arab, it has to be on the same angle. So with meme, if I'm doing this line, and Shah, so on MashaAllah, I have to do the same angle that I did earlier. So a smaller one, or it can cross through 2 lines, What we did here was in the middle, but here I find this place very small. And so this Aleph can actually come over here because Shah, it's come here. So I will just draw a line like that. So I did that, another Aleph. And then I'm going to add this gorgeous Arab here. and on Allah called Shadda, right? So yeah, my dots are still wet. So and here, so this angle needs to be straight. Nothing to worry about. I did mess it up here, but it can be taken care of with a little bit of water, and we can just remove it like it can be removed like I did here. And then with another dry brush, you can just take out the extra water and you can take care of some stuff like that. All right. So here, and the final, all right. So, Mashallah. And then, since it's a little wet, I can't touch it with my Sharpie. But when it gets dry, I can go ahead and I'll show you how to use a marker. I think this is dry. So I can use to straighten up the lines. You can let me put the paint away, and then when we are doing dry work, everything needs to be dry. So here, for example, we did the green color, but just on the edge, yeah, I can rest my hand here. So like these lines, right at the end of the calligraphy, a very thin black line like that will add a nice look to the calligraphy and make it look very sharp and crisp. So for the crisp writing, a little black Sharpie, as I showed it to you, it's a little helpful. So even with the paint, when you don't get to, with these tooth of the paper, there is still like these 3 points that didn't get enough color. With a Sharpie outline or with a marker outline, it is really easy. Like for example, a little paint is coming out. You can see it from here. We were very careful still. My dots are a little wet, so I'll turn it upside down and rest my hand and grab the marker and then just go ahead and do a sharp line like that. And this makes it very neat, right? And then here too, I would like to go ahead and then add a little bit of angle with my Sharpie. Not everywhere, I would like to do, but just at a few places here and there. All right, give me your feedback about the calligraphy today. How was it? You enjoyed doing that? The cellophane wrap technique. I showed you the water droplet technique where you drop a lot of water and then create some dots and pick up the color with the paper towel. And this is another idea. Let me know how did it go for you. I'm going to stop the recording, but we will stay in the class and then talk about it.